In this video, I'm going to show you the 5-step SEO strategy that outranks 99% of ecom brands. And no, you don't need any dev skills or any technical skills to actually implement this. And this strategy is the same strategy we use at our agency to get our clients amazing results. So I hope you can watch this video from start to finish. If you can't watch this video from start to finish, then SEO is probably not for you because SEO does require some patience. If you don't know who I am Miko Martinez. I've been in the SEO industry for over 6 years now. I've worked on over 200 projects and I've helped scale some of them to over 7 figures in annual revenue. So let's get to the video. Most ecom brands are stuck on page 2. Why? I'll explain. But this 5-step strategy ranks shopping pages number 1 without any complex tools or dev help or any technical skills necessary. And I'm very specific here, shopping pages, because some SEOs, some brands mindlessly publish blog content, and yes, maybe they get the blog content to rank. But if you've done any e-commerce SEO, I've been doing it for over 6 years now, almost 7 years, you'll know that blog content rarely drives significant revenue growth. If you want to actually grow revenue, you need to rank your shopping pages. And if you want to rank your shopping pages number 1 in 2025, this is the strategy you need to use. And, I'm not just saying this, I've actually used this same strategy to help a beauty brand grow from $1,000 to over $370,000 in monthly revenue with SEO, and a home improvement brand, a completely new home improvement brand, go from 0 to over 140K in monthly revenue with SEO. And again, this is just revenue from SEO. This does not include any revenue from social, from paid advertising, etc. This is purely revenue from SEO efforts. And not only that, we've done this over and over again several times. As you can see here, these are some of our results. This strategy works, so just, to show you that this strategy actually works and I'm not just making things up. Okay. So why do most brands fail at SEO? So mostly it's because they have no idea what they're doing. They ignore the SEO fundamentals. And if they do implement the SEO fundamentals, that's all they're doing. They're just doing the basics. They're not doing enough to actually rank and drive revenue growth. Some brands just publish blog posts but never actually optimize their shopping pages. They're publishing blog posts every day, every week, and they're actually publishing good blog posts that are optimized for SEO. But again, as I mentioned earlier, they don't drive much revenue growth because they need to optimize their shopping pages, which they don't do. Or they don't know what a backlink is and they don't build any backlinks, and backlinks are key to ranking today in 2025, and I'll explain why later. Or they avoid SEO altogether because they think it's too technical or it takes too long, right? Which I can debunk. I mean, we've gotten some results in 3 months or less, and there's ways to do that. But yeah, this is the strategy that we implement at our agency. This is a strategy that we use to get all these results. And I'm going to share that strategy with you today. Number 1, you need to clean up your technical SEO. Number 2, you need to publish and optimize shopping pages. These are your product and collection pages on Shopify. Number 3, you need to publish supporting blog content, and not for the reason you think. I'll explain this to you later. Number 4, you need proper internal linking. And I'm going to share the best internal linking strategy with you later. And number 5, you need to build quality backlinks, right? This is the 5-step strategy. It's pretty simple. You don't need any dev experience or technical know-how, technical skills. And yeah, let's go through each of the steps of this strategy. So number 1, you need to clean up your technical SEO. And, don't be scared. A lot of people overcomplicate technical SEO. You don't actually need to be a dev to do this. You will see, I will share a free training on technical SEO for Shopify with you. I'll leave a link in the description. But the 80-20 of it is actually just to remove duplicate pages, tag pages, or thin content from the index. When you're working with Shopify automatically generates a lot of these duplicate pages, tag pages, or thin content that waste your crawl budget and make it difficult for search engines to actually find the content that you want to rank, the key pages that you actually want to rank, and the key pages that actually drive revenue growth. So that's the 80-20 of actually technical SEO. You don't want to waste the search engine's resources. You want to show them exactly, the pages that are valuable and the pages that you want to rank. And these are the pages that will drive revenue growth. So as I mentioned, I'm not going to go over technical SEO in this video. This video will become way too long. I have a video dedicated to technical SEO on my YouTube channel. Just look for that. Or you can download our free training on technical SEO for Shopify. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay. So step 2, you need to publish and optimize shopping pages. So you want to start with your product and collection pages. The reason is I mentioned this a few slides ago. Your shopping pages are what's going to drive revenue growth. So you want to prioritize them. You don't want to prioritize just publishing blog content mindlessly, because even if you get that blog content to rank, which is much more difficult these days because of AI overview, it still won't drive much revenue growth. So you need to rank your shopping pages. Ranking your shopping pages will drive significant revenue growth. AI will not interfere, because if you Google like a shopping page keyword, let's say vacuum cleaner, you'll find that there's no AI overview. The search engine or Google still needs to show e-commerce brands, because if someone wants to buy a vacuum cleaner, AI cannot really help you buy a vacuum cleaner. You need to purchase from an e-commerce brand. And that's why you need to rank your shopping pages. You want to start with the target keyword, whatever your target keyword is. You want to make sure it's in your H1, title tag, and URL. That's the most basic. If you don't have your target keyword in these 3 key SEO elements, you're never going to rank for that target keyword. And another thing is you need to add more content. This is where a lot of e-commerce brands falter or fail. Like they just have their H1, their product grid, and then maybe some reviews, maybe a little bit of information. Product pages usually have more information. Product category pages are usually super empty. They just have the H1 product grid and that's it. So what you want to do is you want to add descriptions, FAQs, reviews, schema markup, specifications, a lot more information, just to show the search engine that you are the expert or authority in this industry. You want to answer every single question your customers might have about your product categories or your products. These are the templates that we suggest. Again, for your product categories or your collection pages, you have the category name on top, a short description below that. Then you have the product grid. You have a detailed category description below the product grid, then frequently asked questions, and then featured reviews at the bottom. This helps not only improve SEO, but actually CRO as well. And for your product pages, this is a typical product page. Most product pages actually have more information, which is good, but usually you still need to add more content to show the search engine, again, that you're the expert or authority in the industry. You have the images here, product name, price, ratings, a short description, features, specifications. In a table format makes it easier actually for the search engine to crawl this content. You have a detailed product description below, some frequently asked questions and reviews. Again, the reason we want to add all this content to your product category and your product pages is because you want to show the search engine that you are the expert or authority in the industry. And the way to do that is pretty much by answering all the questions your customers have about your product categories and your products. Okay. You basically want to demonstrate the expertise and authority through content. You don't want your customers to end up on your page, have a question, and not have the answer to that question on your page, and have to go back to Google to ask that question and find an answer to that question. That's basically the idea behind this. Okay. Number 3, you want to publish supporting blog content. Again, the goal here is to answer all questions your customers have. And it's not necessarily to rank, because it's actually more difficult to rank your blog content these days with AI overview. The goal is actually to just support the rankings of your shopping pages. And again, the same thing applies. It's to answer all the questions your customers have, right? And it's not necessarily to rank. It's just, okay, if your customer has a question about this specific product category and it won't fit in your frequently asked questions, like there's a more detailed explanation or answer, you want to have that internal link to that answer, right? You want to have that answer on your site, basically explaining, okay, like here's a more in depth answer to your question, right? That's the goal of supporting blog content here. Not necessarily to rank, because even if you rank for supporting blog content, again, it won't drive much revenue growth. So the goal of your supporting blog content is actually to support the rankings of your shopping pages through topical authority and internal linking. If you don't know what topical authority is basically when you answer all the questions your users or customers have about your product categories or your products, that the search engine sees your brand as the authority or expert in the industry and ends up ranking all your pages for that specific category. Okay. And a key thing here, after you publish and optimize your shopping pages, after you publish and optimize your supporting blog content, is internal linking. And a lot of brands actually overlook this and the importance of internal linking because they don't realize how much of an effect it actually has, right? If you have your shopping pages optimized for SEO, if you have your blog content optimized for SEO, if they're not internally linked properly, actually you're actually holding yourself back, right? And I actually have a dedicated video on this internal linking strategy. So if you want to learn more about this internal linking strategy and like me explaining it in depth, I recommend you take a look at that video. I actually have videos on all of these topics, each of these steps. So if you have any questions about each of these steps, technical SEO, optimizing shopping pages for SEO, publishing supporting blog content, or in this case, internal linking, there are actually dedicated videos of each of these in my YouTube channel. You just have to look for them. Okay. But the general gist of internal linking is that you want to identify your most important shopping pages, the shopping pages that will drive revenue growth, usually the high search volume shopping pages or shopping pages with a high AOV, average order value. And you want to link to them from your homepage, your navigation, and any relevant blog posts. And what's not shown in this graph actually is you can internally link to them from other shopping pages as well. The goal here is to funnel all your link juice to these key shopping pages. You want to direct all your customers to these key shopping pages because these key shopping pages, again, will drive revenue growth. And one thing to note here is you want to use keyword rich anchor text. If you use long tail variations of your target keyword or your target keyword, it'll actually help you rank for that your shopping page for that keyword. And in this graph, you have collection page here. That's the case for most brands. Your collection or product category pages usually have more search volume, but for some brands, it might actually be your product pages. So just know that this could be your product page as well. Okay. And last but not the least, you want to build quality backlinks. Backlinks are key in 2025 because AI actually makes it super easy to do steps 1 to 4, right? With the help of ChatGPT, it's not difficult to publish and optimize shopping pages. It's not difficult to publish supporting blog content. So the search engine is actually leaning a lot on backlinks to determine which brands are the authority or expert in their respective industries in 2025, right? Because like again, it's so easy to do steps 1 to 4 with AI that now backlinks are actually the key differentiator. And we've been, building more backlinks for our campaigns and it's working really, really well. Okay. As long as you build quality backlinks, you want to build quality backlinks to your homepage, your product categories, and your blog posts. And when it comes to backlinks, quality over quantity always, as you can see here. This is a product category page actually, and we just built one backlink to this product category page and it shot up to #1 for its main target keywords. And obviously, I'm not going to say like, okay, all you need to do is build quality backlinks. You need to do steps 1 to 4 also. For all we know, steps 1 to 4 helped. The backlink just did the, the finishing touches and drove it to #1. If you want to learn more about, building quality backlinks, how to determine what a quality backlink is versus like what a bad backlink looks like, Again, I have a dedicated video on backlinks. I have several videos on building quality backlinks in my YouTube channel. Just look for that. Again, this video would be way too long if I went through each of these steps in detail. But as I mentioned earlier, I have dedicated videos for each of these steps in my YouTube channel. Okay. And yeah, another thing is like, okay, you're building quality backlinks every month. We typically build between 5 to 10 quality backlinks every month, depending on how difficult the industry actually is. You don't want to overlook, internally linking your homepage or blog posts to your shopping pages. Like if you're building backlinks to your homepage and your blog posts, make sure that you're internally linking to your shopping pages like this, because it's pointless to send a lot of link juice to your homepage and your blog posts. Because again, like if you rank your blog posts, they won't drive much revenue growth. The goal is to support the rankings of the collection or shopping pages. And if you're not internally linking like this, then you're just wasting that link juice, right? So that's super key. If you're building backlinks, you want to direct that link juice to your key shopping pages. Again, yeah, here. This passes link juice to the pages that actually convert, which is the goal when it comes to e-commerce SEO. Okay. And what's the result? You end up with higher rankings for your product and collection pages, your shopping pages, and you end up with SEO that actually drives revenue growth, not SEO that just drives traffic to your blog post that rarely converts. Yeah. SEO that actually gets results, SEO that gets results like this, right? And I'll leave you with a final thought. Again, like you saw the 5 steps. You don't need to be technical to actually dominate SEO. You just need a strategy that works. And this 5 step strategy that I shared with you will put you ahead of 99% of e-commerce brands. And again, if you want to learn more about each of those steps in detail, then I have dedicated YouTube videos for each of those steps. You just need to go through my channel and look for those videos. And if you want to learn more about that whole strategy, I recommend you actually join our Shopify SEO Mastermind. I'll leave a link in the description. And if you have a 7-figure ecom brand and you don't really have the time to learn all of this and execute these strategies yourself, then book a free SEO audit. I'll leave a link in the description as well. If you book a free SEO audit, there's no obligation to work with us. We'll just go over your brand and see if there's an opportunity when it comes to SEO. And if we're a good fit to work together, then we'll go from there, right? But yeah, that's it for now. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for listening. Cheers.